Magandang hapon mga kababayan, kayo po ay nanonood ng Kababayan LA. Ito po ang kauna-unahan at kaisa-isang pang-araw-araw na produksyon para sa ating mga kababayan dito sa Amerika. Pero ang pag-uusapan po natin ngayong hapon hindi unique sa ating mga kababayan because a lot of people go through this, and not just Filipinos but us, I guess, because today we're going to be talking to some experts within our community to help us sort out problems or sort through problems when it comes to relationships. Magandang hapon sa iyo, Gail Lafreniere.
Magandang hapon, Janelle.
Ang ating resident clinical therapist, licensed family and marriage and family therapist here on the show. Hello and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And former pastor for Saddleback Church and is now doing private counseling for couples, Pastor Benny Lagos. Hello and welcome to Kababayan LA.
Thank you, Janelle.
And this isn't your first time, both of you, right? You've been here before. Okay, relationships. What can you tell us about relationships? Especially, we're in the States, we're in Hollywood, and they say, going with the times. We hear about divorces, 72-day marriages, sometimes just a few hours of marriage in Las Vegas. I mean, okay, what is the world coming to?
Mm-hmm. Well, relationships, I think it's really a matter of compromise and communicating with each other on how to solve problems, and learning what the other person wants and needs and all that. And I think if you're not able to do that, then it becomes very hard. You really have to work on your relationships.
Okay, and Pastor Benny?
I agree. It is a give and take type of relationship. One of the comments I often get in situations in counseling is we have a give and take relationship. She always gives and I always take.
Okay.
So it's not always fair. But we are meant to be relational, and in a scriptural perspective, I mean, Adam and Eve were together because God knew that it was not good for men to be alone. So relational as people is core to who we are.
At yan po ang dahilan kung bakit inimbitahan ko sila pareho ngayong hapon dito sa Kababayan LA, dahil meron po tayong scientific perspective and spiritual perspective. May pagkakaiba ba in terms of definition, in terms of the nuances of definitions and the dynamics?
Well, I don't think that there is a difference. If you look at the main concept of relationships, it's really learning to manage your differences. And whether you approach that from a religious point of view, a spiritual point of view, or from your own personal viewpoints, the whole focus is how can you make it work? Okay? So whether if I'm seeing a client that is looking to, okay, this is my spiritual beliefs, I'm not going to say, well, that's not working. No, it's a matter of finding out with them what works, what are you willing to do. And because we are in America, marami na tayong mga multicultural marriages,
Okay.
So you might have a Filipino who has this spiritual belief, whether they're Catholic or whatever other belief. Tapos the other person, the partner, has a different belief. Now, does that mean you don't come together?
Right. We're talking about relationships this afternoon on the show. There are different types of relationships, parents, kids, that relationship, co-workers, friends. But for this purpose of the show, we're talking about romantic relationships, marriages, boyfriend, girlfriend, couples, and all that. Where does love come in? How important is love?
Well, love is critical. It is obviously the basis and the foundation of a relationship. But equally, there is a word in a relationship that's equally as important as love, and that's commitment. The challenge that we're in now in today's days is that there are relationships, but there are no commitments.
Yes.
Therein lies 72-day marriages or 3-day marriages, because the commitment in most cases is just as important, if not more important than love, because love comes and goes.
Okay. And can commitment come in a few weeks? A few weeks of getting to know a person, you're already committed to the person because you're so in love? Or is there a time frame where you build that commitment?
One of the most frustrating when I'm in the counseling room with my clients and they come to me and say, we love each other, I will do whatever I can do to make this happen, and they tell me it doesn't seem to be enough. And it's really sad because that's not really the focus. Yes, you should have love, and sometimes, yes, you should have the commitment. I'd like to add to it, I agree, commitment is very important, but sometimes it's knowing how you can commit. And that's where you need to understand, because a lot of people don't know how to commit.
Right, because they say, you know, I'm committed when I say, let's say, for example, oh, I can see myself growing old with this person. I'm committed. Gusto ko na siyang pakasalan. It's not as easy as that. We're going to be talking a little bit more about this when we return on the show. Don't go away.